Hello, students and viewers. This is Dr. Chakravarti Narayan Shrimali, Assistant Professor English, Engineering College, Bikaner. Today, I am going to talk to you regarding one very important portion of our syllabus, the literature part. And in this literature part, we have 3 poems. And out of those 3 poems, today we are going to take the first one, which is like a milestone poem in so many ways. The name of the poem is Where the Mind is Without Fear, written by Rabindranath Tagore, who is one of the towering figures of not only Indian literature but of world literature. And we are going to talk about his life, his works, the influence he created, and obviously the poem and all the related aspects of the poem. Rabindranath Tagore, popularly known as Gurudev, he was a person who contributed to every aspect of arts and literature. And what he did is significant in so many ways for you people to know that he didn't get any formal education. Still, the work which he did mesmerized the world. He was a writer, he was a composer, he was a playwright, he was an essayist, he was a painter, he was an educationist, he was a revolutionary. You can see how many things he did, and all the works which he did were of great importance, and they left a mark on that time, as well as it has the impression on today's world also. Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore is popularly known. What he did was that he started to write poetry at an early age of 8 only, and he was the person who gave the title of Mahatma to Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Bapu, as we all know, was given the title of Mahatma, which means in Sanskrit great soul. He is the person who did a lot of notable things, and his notable works include Gitanjali, Kora, Janaganaman, and Amar Shonar Bangla. Rabindra Sangeet, in which he wrote more than 2,200 poems, songs, and other things, specifically based on Thumari, is a great contribution of his. We are going to talk about it more. He is the only person whose composition were chosen by 2 nations as their national anthems. Yes, you heard it right. 2 nations choose compositions of Rabindranath Tagore as national anthems. And the first one is India, our Bharat, which chose Jana Gana Man as our national anthem, and our neighbor Bangladesh, and their national anthem goes as Amar Shonar Bangla. And one more interesting fact about him is that the Sri Lanka, our neighboring country, has the national anthem which was inspired by his works. Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore wrote poems which gave people a sense of belongingness, a sense of feeling the connect. One very famous song of his is Ekla Chalo Re. In that time where people were fearful of being in the scene to oppose British rule, he asked people, if nobody is with you, just raise yourself and start walking alone. No fear is there. This is how he did, and his works inspired people. He was, as I told you earlier, was an educationist at the core of his heart. Though he never took formal education, didn't go to school, but learned all the things at his own, he had great love for students. And what he said is of utmost importance in today's world, as it is said that Rabindranath Tagore categorically said, he who has the knowledge has the responsibility to impart it to the students. What here he says is that knowledge gives you responsibility, and those who are responsible, they must impart it to other people. And who a student is who is willing to learn. A student is one who is ready to expand knowledge, one who is ready to receive, whose mind is open and is ready to move forward in life. That is, a student is. So we need to understand this thing, that learning is the essence of life. At one more place, Rabindranath Tagore says that everything comes to us that belongs to us if we create the capacity to receive it. What it means is that if we are ready to have good vibes, if we are ready to receive riches, if we are ready to receive knowledge, if we are ready to receive responsibility, certainly it is going to come to us. And as we create our responsibility, we try to go for it, things start happening in that way only. He is talking about the mindset. Mindset is a very important tool, and if we can set the mind right, the health set, soul set, everything is going to get set. We need to particularly focus on these ideas of his. This poem is of 17 lines, and first I'm going to read it out for you. You people also can see it on the screen, and then I'll present the summary and the important points of this poem. Where the mind is without fear, and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. What great height of emotions can be seen and felt by us. And here I will just paraphrase it, will put the summary for you people to understand. In the very beginning, the poet starts with, where the mind is without fear. It is a pre-independence era poem in which the poet is sincerely urging God to awake his fellow beings for the realization that the essential need to live in a free and united country. He wants his countrymen to awake and enjoy the life of full dignity and honor. His countrymen would not be superstitious or believers of blind faith. Rather than they would lead the life of enlightened and educated souls. He wishes to the people to be honest, open-minded, and industrious. Then only they would stretch their arms towards perfection, and the nation can actually achieve the apex of success. They need to use their reasons over their blind faith and must be ready to accept new thoughts and ideas. He requests God to free his country from manipulation, corruption, and slavery. You know, I told you that it is as relevant in 2020 as it was in 1912. He yearns for an awakened country where there would be freedom of the mind and expression of ideas. The poem invokes the deep patriotic feelings. Our country is subjugated by castes, creed, superstitious beliefs, and biased ideas. Tagore earnestly appeals to God that a country would be where people's head is high and knowledge is free. His country would not be divided and fragmented into pieces due to their narrow thoughts. They should express their words not from the mind, but from the depth of truth and heart. He urges God to guide his countrymen for moral awakening, to fight for their rights against British inhuman rule, liberate them from the fear of oppression, repression, and subjugation, unshackle the chains of fear, and direct them to the paths of progress and prosperity. They should be confident, not confined. There would not be injustice and inequality in the country on the basis of caste, creed, and gender. Countrymen should be unprejudiced and open-minded, accepting the new challenges and changes. They should lead their lives of decency and dignity. While concluding, we can say, Where the Mind is Without Fear is a poem in which Tagore reveals his personal quest for the divine and characterized by a variety of original themes, both in thought and expression. Therefore, we can say this is a remarkable poem, and up to a great extent it expresses the intensity of the feelings of freedom. His poem is universal in its appeal and envisions the heaven of freedom and happier future for mankind. There are certain more things which can be learned, but finally I would like to add one last thing, and that is that at the age of 60, Rabindranath Tagore started to learn drawing and painting, and within no time he excelled, and his paintings were presented in the art galleries of London and Paris. What message he gives is, through his life, his works, and his words, is that there is no delay. You just need to go forward and do everything in the best way possible, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. Thank you.